Alright guys, so welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, we're finally going to look at Samsung's new Galaxy Buds. Now they've been pretty popular with the release of Samsung's new S10 lineup of phones, and it should be because these actually work very well with those phones. But I want to answer the question, is this worth using with regular Android phones or iOS phones? Is the sound worth it? What's the battery life? What are you getting for $130? You know, when you open the box, the first thing you see is the case to the earbuds is very tiny, especially tiny if you want to compare it to Sennheiser's truly wireless earbuds, just the case is slightly more massive. So what you're getting is really nice portability, but what you're not getting is great battery life, because the battery life on the earbuds themselves, it says 6 hours. I was getting more at about 5.5, which again, that's pretty close. But the case will only give you an additional 7 hours. So if you do the math, you're really only getting one extra charge. But if you own the S10 lineup of phones, then you can use the wireless charging on the phone to charge these up. So you're always going to have your phone on you, so you could always see it as, okay, well, I can always charge them just by putting them to my phone. But if you don't have the Samsung phone, you do have to know that every time you charge your earbuds, you need to go ahead and charge the case, because you're not going to be able to charge them the next time without it. But these do have a quick charge feature that will give you almost 100 minutes of listening time just by charging them for 15 minutes. But the case itself has a USB-C input on the back, and it has a tiny little notification light on the front to let you know where your battery level's at. Another thing that Samsung pulled back on is these do not have onboard storage like their other models. The other ones had like 4 gigs, which was just enough to put enough music on that if you were going to go for a run or go to the gym, that you didn't actually have to keep up with your phone. You could just use your earbuds, and you could already use the storage that the earbuds had themselves. You cannot do that with these. Now on the top it says sound by AKG. AKG is a Harman company which Samsung owns. It only makes sense that they're the ones that would be tuning the sound in these. Now when you open the case, you can see that the earbuds sit in there pretty cleanly, and the earbuds are pretty tiny. And again, that kind of has its advantages. A lot of people don't want these big obnoxious earbuds sticking out of their ear. So let's go ahead and look at the earbuds themselves. On the inside, you can see where the left and right are marked. You see the 2 little pin connectors. That's what you have to match up inside the case for them to charge. And then you see a little sensor. This is so that the earbuds know when you're putting them in your ear and then when you're taking them out. You can see that the earbud itself is a very tiny silicone ear tip, and then it has the little wing tip. And in the box as well, you get extra wing tips and extra ear tips so that you can find the one that's going to fit you best. And as I say with all earbuds, you need to find the best connection to get the best sound you can get out of these. So this is the white model, but they also come in black and yellow. I do think with the white model, when you have these in, it kind of looks like you have little cotton balls stuck in your ears. So I would think personally the black model is probably less obnoxious when you have them in, but again, that's not a huge deal. Now on the outside is your touch controls. This I really do like, because it's not a physical button that you're having to like push and jam in your ear to get it to do things. Now you are getting, water resistant. So if you're out running and it's raining or you're sweating, it's okay. You will need to download Samsung's Galaxy Wear app so that you can have the controls and change what the touch functions do. You do have volume control and skipping the tracks, but you can also summons your smart assistant and then do what Samsung calls their ambient mode. Basically allowing you to channel in everything going on the outside, and it turns your music down. So if somebody comes up to talk to you, you're able to communicate and not actually have to take the earbuds out. The other thing with Samsung's app that you'll want to download with these is it also gives you some EQ controls. It's basically some preset settings that they already have in there. But the dynamic one I found was the best. I didn't think that the bass boost or the treble boost or soft or any of the other models or any of the other settings really did anything as well as the dynamic one did. So I just left it on that. So how do these things sound? For $130 and also in a market where truly wireless earbuds are all over the place. All companies are making them. There's all different kind of price range, and $130 kind of puts it in the middle. You have AirPods that are $30 more than these. You have other models that are way less than these, offering a lot of features. Is it worth buying these? Now, I will say if you own Samsung's new lineup of phones, the S10s, then yes, I think because of the function alone, it's kind of like Apple users buying the AirPods. The functionality of them makes complete sense, and it's just easy to use, and AirPods are selling like crazy, and they're not the best sounding earbuds out there. It just goes to show you a lot of people don't care about sound quality, and they just care about functionality. So based off sound alone, I want to get into this. These have more of a higher treble, clear, crisp sound. I felt like bass was the one thing that was kind of lacking, and it's not saying these don't have bass. It is a tighter, punchier bass. It's just not very impactful. So on songs like hip hop and metal, where you're used to kind of feeling drums and feeling the bass hit, these always felt like they were just slightly pulled back. It might not matter to most, but for my sound preference, especially considering I like to feel bass, I always just wanted a little more out of these. And speaking of that, I also felt like I wanted just a little more volume as well. And it's not to say that these things don't get loud, they do, but everybody knows you hit these times where you just want to turn music up as loud as you possibly can, and it just felt like, again, you were limited with these. But what Samsung did do right in these is the soundstage was surprisingly good. You could really tell where instruments were coming from, and it's not saying these sound like open back headphones at all. It's definitely nothing like that, but it does a good job of not feeling like your music is right here crammed into a tighter space. You do feel some awareness. You can pick apart different sounds, and for that I feel like Samsung did an incredible job. And that might lean more towards the fact that they're going towards a brighter, crisper sound, because if you put a lot of bass in earbuds, sometimes it starts to get muddy. It starts to feel like everything's crammed together, and these never had that. So I can say that based off sound, I think they did a really good job, especially for people that are just doing more communicating, people that like to watch media, because these also have no lag with watching YouTube and watching Netflix and stuff like that. And that's really important because that's what a lot of people are doing. And truly wireless earbuds from time to time do have issues with lag, and I didn't experience that with these at all, so you're good to go. So overall, I think Samsung did a great job with these. I just think when you're going to buy these, you should look at these that they're more a light version compared to what they've offered in the past. So you're going to lose on battery life, and again, that may not be a big deal to others, but the more things that I have to charge, it's kind of inconvenient to know I'm gonna have to make sure these things are charged all the time because they don't have that great of a battery life. So the overall sound, I really do think they did a good job. To me, it's better than the AirPods as far as sound goes. But again, some people like to stick within their ecosystem. Some people like to stick with certain brands. And this by no means is a bad pair of earbuds. For $130, like I said, I think it is priced where it needs to be. I would have liked to have seen it be priced a little bit less, especially with them pulling back the features that they are. But it's in a market where people are going to buy these simply based off the brand alone. So guys, that's my video on these Samsung Galaxy Buds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.